The United States is expecting to be grappling with more than 8 million asylum seekers and migrants who will cross over the southern border by September. The figures represent a 167% surge in 5 years and underscores the challenge faced by what is both an underfunded and antiquated immigration system. Vast majorities of the 8 million are now free to roam the United States streets, including 2 million high priority cases of career criminals seeking asylum. The system appears to be struggling to cope with the rapid numbers of migrants flowing across the border, which reached an all time high of 302,000 monthly crossings in December. The backlog often left millions of migrants who are currently residing in the United States unsure of whether they will be permitted to stay or simply be deported. Migrants who cross the border may often be forced to wait several years for a decision to be made in their applications. At the end of the fiscal year of 2023, on September 30th, then 6 million people were recorded on what officials term the non-detained docket. Government projections, as communicated in Homeland Security documents sent to Congress, suggest that the number will have risen to 8 million by October 1st of this year. The number includes people who have been ordered to be deported or who are still awaiting their final decision in their asylum or immigration case. The majority are not being held in limited available detention spaces and instead are free to roam the United States streets. Immigration and Customs Enforcement currently has only 40,000 detention beds. In the backlog, about 2 million of the individuals in the backlog are deemed high priority cases, primarily compromised of those who have received deportation orders to their home countries. It also includes migrants who have criminal records or who are facing pending criminal charges. Further complicating matters, the Federal Immigration Agency, including Customs and Border Protection and ICE, find themselves facing challenges because of bipartisan disputes in Congress, which have hindered all allocations of necessary resources. Officials with ICE and the Department of Homeland Security have stated that they were considering cutting costs by releasing thousands of migrants and reducing detention levels by 16,000 from 38,000 to 22,000. Meanwhile, thousands of individuals in desperate circumstances continue to cross the border every single day.
But something ain't right. Something ain't right. And damn it, it's time that we find out.
Research indicates that 69% of adult illegal immigrants have no education beyond high school compared to 35% of United States born. Using the National Academy's estimate of immigrants' net fiscal impact by education level, we estimate that the lifetime fiscal drain, tax paid minus cost, for each illegal immigrant is about $68,000. Although this estimate comes with several caveats. Illegal immigrants make extensive use of welfare. Based on government data, we estimate that 59% of households headed by illegal immigrants use one or more major welfare programs compared to 39% of households headed by the United States born. Based on their use rate of major welfare programs, we estimate that legal immigrants receive $42 billion in benefits, or about 4% of the total cost of the cash, Medicaid, food, and housing programs examined in our study. However, this is only a rough approximation due to limitations in the data. Illegal immigrants can receive welfare on behalf of United States-born children. Also, illegal immigrant children can receive school lunch, breakfast, and WIC directly. A number of states provide Medicaid, so some illegal immigrants and a few provide SNAP. Several million illegal immigrants also have work authorization, such as DACA, TPS, and some asylum applicants, allowing receipts of the EITC. In addition to consuming welfare, illegal immigration makes significant use of public education. Based on average cost per student, the estimated 4 million children of illegal immigrants in public schools created $68.1 billion in cost in 2019. The vast majority of these children were U.S. born. Use of emergency medical services is another area in which illegal immigrants create significant fiscal cost. Prior research indicates that there are 5.8 million uninsured illegal immigrants in the country in 2019, accounting for a little over one-fifth of the total population without health insurance. The cost of providing care to them likely totals somewhere in the 7 billion percentile annually. Illegal immigrants do pay some taxes. We estimate that illegal immigrants in 2019 paid roughly 5.9 billion in federal income tax, 16.2 billion in social security tax, and 3.8 billion in Medicaid taxes. However, as the net fiscal drain of the 68K per person cited. So let's get everybody up to speed so that they understand how serious the situation is. Illinois provides 9K rental assistance to migrants seeking temporary housing. Eric Adams gives a migrant debit card and gives them up to 10K each. So that means for the mother, the father, and the kids as well. So that will be 30K. Just add on a few extra kids. You can see how much money that they are actually getting as a family without having to do anything in America. Then you also have Governor Haley asks residents to house migrant families amid growing shelter crisis. And the other thing I forgot to mention was the fact that you had a few different areas around the United States, of which, let's say, it might have been like a gym, like a YMCA or whatnot, and they allowed migrants to be sheltered there instead of allowing the people, the community, to be able to use the gym or whatever it is, instead of them being able to use their tax dollars, do whatever it is that they want to sit up there and do, they got to sit up there and give that up to migrants, people who just decided to just come here. Isn't that amazing? Isn't it funny how that works? Isn't it interesting how people who just get here can get assistance faster and money faster than you can as somebody who has worked and lived here, born and raised? Isn't that amazing? But yet they always sit up there and tell you, the government, we can't find certain types of money in order to benefit one group. Isn't it interesting how they do that? But yet they're doing the exact same thing that they said that they couldn't sit up there and do. Case in point, when it deals with reparations with black people, with black Americans, they always come up with an excuse, make an excuse. They always push it to the side, try to push it directly under the rug. And they act like, well, we don't, really have it. It's impossible for us to, find that money. They said that 2.5 years ago as well. And then they magically found trillions of dollars within a week. And then when a war broke out, supernaturally, guess what? The United States government decided that, hey, we're going to just start giving billions to, other people. Then on top of that, allowing people, again, from a whole nother area to migrate here and then giving them assistance, giving them money. How does that work? And now we're dealing with migrants and they're just freely getting money. Freely getting money. Think about that. You're back. You might be backed up on your mortgage, on your house, and it's not because you're not working. It's not because you don't have the right job. It's because the prices in America are ever so increasing. It's ridiculous the amount of increase. On top of that, let's not forget 3.5 years ago when the prices were still increasing and everybody was affected. People were going to the hospital, in and out of the hospital. People weren't really feeling well, but yet you had the rent and everything else still going up, still increasing, along with food. And look at where we are now in 2024. Isn't that amazing? People who live here can barely afford to get by, but yet you got people who ain't never been here, ain't never done nothing for nothing in this country, and they're making way more than you without even having a, going through school, going through high school, going through community or actual college, or even a trade. They just off the bat just got thousands of dollars. And not just them, but other people in their family too. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? And then it was also very interesting when they were talking about the welfare. Look at who is now using the welfare. Remember how they always used to sit up there and say that black Americans were the poster children for welfare? Well, guess again. Guess again, folks. And remember, people have been spinning this narrative for the longest time possible, just making, the black community the poster child for welfare. But look at this. But look at this. But look at this. But look at this. Amazing, isn't it? But Again, whenever this conversation comes up, people are going to, black people are just, draining the economy. They're just draining the system. They're just siphoning money because they don't want to work. Crazy, crazy. Again, it's funny how, people want to always spin narratives, when it's against somebody else that they just, don't like at all, don't even, really want them there, aka when people decide to talk about black Americans. But again, like I said before, look at where we are. Look at this. So all of these problems that deals with immigration, that deals with money, that deals with the economy increasing, all I'm saying is nobody can decide to try to make black people, black Americans, the poster child for any of these problems because this has zero to do with us. We didn't cause this. We didn't create this. We didn't allow this. So again, I wonder who did it. And I wonder if those people are actually going to raise their hands and actually fix the problem since, this is their country. They created and founded this country a la Christopher Columbus, right? I wonder if they're actually going to do it. Probably not. They're probably going to just, blame, blame, and more blame. But yep, this is America.